That's good.
Time to grade the transfer window for Arsenal, who, by all accounts, has probably had their best transfer window in their history. They spent just close to 140 million, 138, and they brought in a plethora of players in different positions. Wide players up front, brought in midfielders, they brought in defensive help, they brought in help on the wing back. They pretty much covered all the blocks. And for me, this team at the moment right now is very much apart from what they were in Wenger's last year. You know, last year's season we were saying, don't expect much from Emery because he's taken on a lot of players that had failed Wenger. I don't think you can say that with this team right now. In fact, I think you can say completely opposite, because I stated before the summer that because of the 5 players that were leaving or retiring or leaving or on a free contract, we needed to bring in a minimum of 5 players. And I said that on Facebook, on social media, I said it in my videos. So we knew that there was going to be a big power shift and change in the way that the team has been formulated. Now, what does that present? That presents the change that we've been waiting for. But what it also presents is an unbalance to the team. The team structurally is going to need time to find some kind of balance, because what do you do with the centre-backs, especially when Rob Holding comes back and Hector Bellerin? What do you do with Ozil? Because you've got Salibris in there. The front three I'm not really going to complain about because they are a lock. You know, Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette are a lock, although Lacazette might miss the first game. But the fact of the matter is there's going to be a little bit of that shifting that Emery's going to have to play in order to get his team to play the way that he wants to play. However, the good news is the hard stuff is done. It's tremendously hard to get a deal through in this day and age in the transfer market. And what Arsenal have completed in terms of what Raul Sali has done and Edu is nothing short of amazing. Those guys need to be applauded at the highest level. They have David Deaned this club right now, and the prospects are looking good. And not only that, is you're able to acquire these players like Pepe, David Luiz, with no Champions League? No Champions League at all. What, you know, this is something Liverpool were applauded for getting the likes of Mane and Salah and Firmino, attracting certain players when they had really nothing to offer them. And those players delivered in abundance. They delivered performances at league positions for Champions League and won the Champions League. But with Arsenal, you have to say that what they've achieved right now is astonishing. But anyway, let's get to it. So, rating the transfer window. So right now, William Saliba, amazing prospect. So many teams were after him. You know, PSG, Juventus were after him. Tottenham had a late shout. But again, like the Kieran Tierney deal, they had already tied up the personal terms first. And when you do that, this is how smart Raul Sali is. When you do that, you make it very hard for teams to come in and try and take the business, especially with Saliba. Saliba only wanted 2 things. He wanted to be promised a move away to a big team, and he wanted teams to fulfill his wish to stay at Saint Etienne for a year. Those things were matched. Arsenal gave him both of those things, and he repaid them with the dignity of standing by his personal terms. So once Etienne got the fee that they needed and the agreements were all ironed out, done deal. For me, 7.5 out of 10. Moving on. Salibas, again, it was a loan. It cost us about 12 million euros. It really is confusing how he's going to figure into the team with Xhaka and with Ozil there, if you're going to stick him in as the holding midfielder. So overall, I think that's a 7 out of 10. We've got to wait to see how that one irons out. And also, if there is a clause where Arsenal can keep him at the end of the year, for me, you know, it probably might drop to a 6.5 out of 10, because there's no guarantees with this player that he's going to fit in. He is a quality player. He was a star in the European under-21s. But what long-term future does he have at the club? If there is none, then for me, it's a flash in the pan, and I'm not really looking for anything but someone like Guendouzi to come in and offset him in the future, or maybe a new player. So yeah, Salibas, not so much on that one. David Luiz, 8 out of 10. This guy's been a winner everywhere. He was 31, he's just turned 32. He's got at least a couple of years more at the highest level. He brings that hard-nosed style that Socrates has, and if you stick both of them in there, you've really got a no-nonsense pair of hard-nut duos at centre-backs which are willing to fight with forwards and other teams. So I think that was a classic bit of business. As I said in my previous video, you've lost the leadership of many players. Koscielny, you've lost the leadership of Ramsey, of Cech. So therefore, there was just none there in the team right now. Bringing him in, he knows how to win. He's been on many winning teams. Good job, Arsenal. Well done. Smart move. Pepe, 9 out of 10. This guy has got everything. He's got everything in his locker. He creates goals. He scores goals. He's lethal from the penalty. He's probably our best penalty spot kicker at the moment in the team. And he's young. He's got tons of pace. He's strong on the ball. He's 6 foot tall. He's a big, strong figure. You've beaten out so many top teams to get his signature. It's a 9. Yeah, leave it at that. It's a 9. So, Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney has got to learn how to adapt from Scottish football. I know he's won everything in Scotland, but that doesn't really say much, because look at the teams that you're playing up against. He's going to find the Premiership unforgiving, and because of that, I think that he's going to have a slight learning curve. But the fact that he's got Monreal there to help him through, I think he'll be fine. And give him a couple of months to accumulate himself into the system, and he'll be even better as a wing back, because he scores and creates so many goals. Remember, this guy's had a hand in 21 goals over the last 3 years. So I think that it was a fantastic deal. Kieran Tierney, I'm going to give an 8. Okay, so where are we now? We're looking at Martinelli, brought in a Brazilian player, brought in from Edu, has cost 8 million, next to nothing, but is probably going to be worth 5 times that amount over the next few years. He looks Anelka-like in his makeup. This guy's got everything, and he's only going to get better. And for the money we paid for him, it's astonishing business. Again, applauds to the front office for pulling off these deals. For me, I'm going to go for, again, 7.5 out of 10 for this deal. So that's it from me, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. But that's really how I rate our transfer window. Overall, I think Arsenal had a 9 out of 10 for the transfer window. I think yes, it's probably one of their best ever. But that's it from me, guys. Speak to you soon. Peace out.